Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is July 19th of 2024, 3:20 in the p.m. Can I unnerve you for a minute? Or can I make you smile? Especially if you're a woman, and or especially if you feel that having a female president coming through the ranks like Kamala Harris has allegedly done, being a stone's throw away from the presidency and is now the reigning vice president, to possibly becoming the president of the United States. Can I make you smile, or can I unnerve you? Can I just do the video? People, I brought this video to you yesterday. In fact, I brought two videos I'm going to replay because I want you to think about something. Is this all being done just as a state of confusion? That is to say, you've heard about it. I show you the reports, right? What did they say? Biden is heavily considered coming up out of there. Then some folks say he already said he leaves it, just a matter of time. So that would give him, what, another 36 hours? He's out. Can you spell out? B-I-D-E-N. That's the new Webster Dictionary word for being out. People, we live in a different climate. I've said it before, a different time, a different realm. The Bible says the devil is the author of confusion. And that would definitely substantiate that we're in a different realm, because the traditional thing to do is, if Biden decides to leave, and it appears that's what he's going to do, it would be natural to hand the mantle to the VP. But again, we are in an unnatural realm. Would you not agree? You and I, we think in relation to what we have become accustomed to. And now we got to scratch our head and rethink this thing, because we got to dance a little bit differently when we go to this musical, political chairs. Why all the back and forth, the indecipherment? Can you imagine being Kamala and you're hearing this? I mean, can you imagine being just the VP period and you're hearing that, well, you know what? I worked with you for almost 4 years. And, you know, you had my back, and I'm not going to really tell you this, but I got a lot of the votes because you're a woman. And because you mix, you're black, you're Indian, and you're Asian. I needed you, Kamala. I needed you. You need to understand, it's politics. It ain't personal, baby. Look, I'm 81 years old. I want to just let the party decide. And allegedly Kamala look at him with that look. You know, Kamala got a look. You know how women, when they scorn, they give you that look. Do I have to show you what that look like? You know what it look like. And then reality hits her. Who's controlling the party? It's not about being president. It's the presidency. Ooh, the revelation on that level, some folks don't understand. Maybe that's what Joe is really responding to. Huh? Talk to me, Joe. Talk to me. You speaking without speaking with that face, allegedly. So let me play this to you. I throw a lot at you, but I want you to marinate on this. Check this out.
Hey, this is breaking news. Apparently, Joe Biden has made the decision to withdraw. He has told campaign officials that he has decided to withdraw, and an official announcement will come as early as Sunday. But rather than announcing Kamala Harris as a replacement, and rather than resigning from the office of president to automatically bestow that power to Kamala, making her the first female president, instead, it looks like what the Democratic Party is going to do is hold the first brokered Democratic National Convention since the 1950s, which would allow multiple different Democratic contenders to compete for the position so they can either presumably debate or advertise or argue or whatever to actually fight for the Democratic nomination in August. This means it's entirely possible we could be going through a whole
smorgasbord of folks. Here's the other one that I brought you. Actually, let me show what came across my feed.
Multiple Democratic sources. This is happening all of a sudden. Everyone said it would happen gradually and then all at once, and that's what's happening. According to my sources, President Biden has agreed to step down as the Democratic nominee. Oh man, it happened as early as this weekend. A speech has been drafted for him. He will continue on as president, is his intention. He also will not, I'm told, endorse Vice President Harris as his successor. They're hoping that he will endorse an open process in which the convention will be open to Vice President Harris and a few other candidates in Chicago to pick the Democratic nominee for president. The belief is that Vice President Harris is already looking at potential running mates to go to Chicago with a full ticket.
Isn't that crazy? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson. So that's the second view. You know, let me throw this at you. If and when Joe Biden go ahead and do the hula hoop, the jump rope, the limbo, and what's that other one? Yeah, what is it, the limbo, where you keep lowering the stick and you go up under it? It's the limbo, right? So as Joe Biden becomes, or he bows out because he can't bend down too much longer to do the limbo. Do you think that the broker option is respectful to a female candidate or any candidate? Do you think it is a ultimate disrespect? Look, that question needs to be asked. I've been searching the tube the last 36 hours, and I'm looking for somebody to say this, so I'm gonna say it. Do you think it's disrespectful for Biden to possibly overlook her? Do you think it's disrespectful for even the party to do it? And by them doing it, are they speaking without speaking? And part of that speaking allegedly is, yes, we utilize you because of the color of your skin, because of your gender, and because the time and the progressive thought that goes along with having a woman as a candidate. We needed to vote. And now you need to understand. But see, people, again, I'm going to bring it back to the premise. Can you imagine being, let's say you in business, and you done worked up the ranks, and your boss is about to retire, and you are the one who threw the retirement party. Retirement party. Everybody's there. And you there, you invited your family and friends, just assuming that he or she was going to pass the mantle on to you. But in this case, it's a man. Because this is progression now. This is progression. Follow me. You done cut the cake and had your drink. You let your hair down. You smiling like Eddie Murphy. And all of a sudden, the man that you worked closely side by side, up the ranks, had his back, probably did half of his work. You know how it goes. And then he make a decision to leave it open. How would you feel working the rest of July, August, September, and October? That's 3.5 months. Look, put in the comment section. How would you feel? Or would you just have to go ahead and put on your big girl pants and suck it up and just say, you know what? Man, I've been playing this game in and out of season for a long time. And I got the third base. I just can't drive it home. Tell me what you think. How would you feel? And suppose they choose Michelle Obama. Hold tight. Let's get something else going on here. Check it out.
The reality is setting in. That is what a top Democrat is reported to have said about President Biden. There are reports he appears to be moving closer to ending his re-election campaign, followed by word from his campaign that he is not going anywhere. The New York Times, quoting a source close to Biden, who says he could soon step aside and endorse his vice president, Kamala Harris, to replace him. But Mr. Biden's campaign manager this morning on MSNBC saying, quote, absolutely, the president is in this race. No incumbent president has exited a campaign since Lyndon Johnson in 1968. Our national political correspondent Stephanie Lieberman is on the scene for us in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. She has more on the growing pressure that is facing the president. Stephanie?
Okay, now let's go to this here. Because this here is one of those firsts, right? We had the $33 million Cooney fundraiser event where he was second in charge. He opened up the dike, so to speak. And then you had one politician after another, one business person after another. And think about it. This only been, what, 8, maybe 9 days at best? And then we had Jeffries, Schumer back and forth, Pelosi, now Obama yesterday. But guess what? Guess what allegedly who got a conversation about Joe leaving now? The family. Oh, back in the day, I loved growing up. Remember the group, Sly and the Family Stones? The Family. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. One child. You know how it go. Hey, come on now. Work with me. Work with me. So now listen to the family.
Here to this Biden story, NBC News now reporting that members of the Biden family have been discussing what an exit from the campaign might look like. This is according to two people familiar with the discussions, saying that they're discussing an exit that would be on Biden's own timing and with a carefully calculated plan in place. They say they're weighing a few different considerations in making any plan, including the impact of the campaign on his health, his family, and the stability of the country. Now, this does not mean that any decision has been made for Biden to step aside. They're simply talking about a plan in case it's needed. But still, this is a major development from a president who has for weeks now been unwilling to consider any possibility of bowing out of this race, even as pressure for him to step aside has risen. Many Democrats, including some close allies, now believe Biden will be stepping aside, but in a signal of just how in flux things remain, the Biden campaign was out with a memo just an hour ago saying that, quote, there was no plan in place for an alternative nominee. They were vowing that Biden was in it to win it and that he would become the official nominee in just a few weeks.
So here we go. This just came out 5 hours ago. The one prior to that came out an hour ago. This is all fresh news. Now let's throw this in the mix. Because you and I, we know it's all about the money. I said it's all about the money. Democratic donors begin mobilizing to raise money for Harris if she's the nominee. Check it out.
Some organizers said donors were already lining up to give in case Kamala Harris leads the Democrat ticket. So, Kristen, apparently the money is drying up for Biden and people are opening up their wallets for Kamala Harris. Where do you see this going?
Well, Joe Biden will not be the nominee, but Democrats would be foolish to make Kamala Harris the replacement. I mean, Kamala Harris is a complete dud. Joe Biden actually might have found the one vice president who would perform worse in the upcoming election than he would. She was a complete dud in 2020 when she tried running herself. She dropped out before one vote was cast. I believe she was polling around 4% at the time. But the Democrats and the media completely overhyped her because of her race and the fact that she's a woman. But I know a lot of Democrats. I have a lot of them in my family and my friends, and all of them tell me they hope that Harris is not Biden's replacement. They would love to see someone else like Michelle Obama would be great in their view, or even Gavin Newsom.
People, now this is coming from a woman and a journalist and somebody who just admitted she got a lot of Democrats in her family. Folks ain't feeling Kamala. I said folks ain't feeling her, according to her. And that's a woman. As a woman, please, I'm begging you, tell me how you feel in the comment section. I need to understand this thing. Because I'm an older gentleman. I watch the progression of the woman's movements. And I don't ever want to speak for you guys, so I want you to speak. Put yourself back in the day when a woman was fighting and struggling for equal opportunity and not to be looked over. And when you wrap your mind around that moment and see the progression that women have had since then, and you see something like this, but yet you get a perspective from a woman, does she deserve an opportunity in light of the type of man that they chose at the helm? Look, I got to go there. If the party chose to put Joe out there in front of us and sell him from the basement, come on, and then catapult him out into the rising sun of the White House. And I did a video about 3 weeks ago. It's already been proven. He has spent 40% of his time on vacation. And yes, I understand politics is really politics to a certain degree. I get it. But they still chose him. And they needed him evidently as a figurehead to get it done for the party. So the reality is that they cannot continue to get it done for the party, and it really ain't about her. It's that she was a part of a governing whole. It was a package of her and an older man who's been around since Moses. Sell it to the public, win, and now, I don't care about the woman's movement. I don't care. Allegedly, that's what I believe was going on here. If you put on your big girl pants, understand the thing in a broader context that we had to have her. We had to have her, and y'all just need to deal with it, and she need to deal with it. Look, I know I might make a lot of folk upset, but at some point, you got to sit back in your lazy boy and have your favorite drink and have this discussion. So why not have it here? Why not have it here? They only allow us to have two parties. And we watching something that we got to expound upon. Because, baby, this is your moment. Remember Helen Reddy? Right? I Am Woman. Remember the song, I Am Woman? Billie Jean King, I Am Woman. Come on, man. This is the epitome of everything that has happened and the progression of women's movement since what? The late 50s, early 60s? Come on, girl. Come on. This ain't making no sense. Why is she being looked over? You gonna tell me she has not developed and matured as such in the last 3.5 years that she would automatically get it? You talking about remember the song by Bill Withers? You want to use me till you use me up? Come on, got to go old school. Let's look that up. Bill Withers. Bill Withers, Use Me Up. Y'all remember that song? Straight up, baby. Old school. Old school. Use me up. My friend says their appointed duty. Come on now. Look, this is serious. You mean to tell me? I understand her convictions, but I really think on nationwide TV, baby, I don't know. Should she have told the truth? Look, I'm just keeping it real. Because for the sake of a woman, in relation to everything I just told you, if they can bring a fossil, no disrespect, if they can dig up a fossil, allegedly, and I ain't saying who the fossil is, you just fill in the blank. If they can bring up a fossil, come on, work with me, and make that work, you gonna tell me between Hollywood and all the magicians in politics, they can't make the same goals and objectives through her? I'm just putting it out there. I am Franchai Pearson. And if you enjoy the work, if you think it has some type of substance of value, please subscribe. Please share it. It is a family affair. Let me go old school again. Sly and the Family Stones, Family Affair. Y'all remember that? Family Affair. Gotta check it out. It's a family affair. And man, allegedly, you got introduced to the bad side of family, baby. Because they might not want you. But they might want Michelle. And is this what this is all about? Ooh, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Girl, you got my job because your man used to have it. You know, look, the cat fight might be on. The cat fight might be on. I'm going to say it again. The cat fight might be on. You hear me? You wearing my pumps. You using my fork. Oh, but I should have perspective, Michelle. You was in the White House long before I was. Yeah, but baby, I earned it. You come behind somebody who earned it. That's the difference. Oh, allegedly it's going to be a cat fight. Tell me what you think. Give me an emoji with a cat on it if you know what I'm talking about. I got to go. God bless America.